I'm Stanley Tamale, the General Secretary of the Uganda Hockey Association. For purposes of this interview, I'll mainly maybe introduce myself as the team manager for the Kampala Hockey Club Stallions. Yeah, Stallions is just the main side of Kampala Hockey Club. Officially, it's just Kampala Hockey Club, then men and women. But the moniker is Stallions for the men's team. And then the girls are Swans, and then the older team is Originals. The skills have greatly improved. I think it's due to exposure. The schools are exposed, the clubs are exposed, the national team, not as often as we would wish, but it's a bit more exposed. And the game is a bit more accessible to watch, maybe on YouTube and other platforms. So skills have greatly improved. We are not where we would like to be in terms of the officials, but we are getting there because the levels as well there have improved greatly. For this season, we have 11 men's teams in only one tier, and then 8 women's teams. So we play traditionally from March to around end of November or early December latest. That's over. The league has interruptions like the Knockout Uganda Cup. We have other tournaments in between and some breaks for rejuvenation, especially for national team activities and some other unplanned for interruptions. The men's leagues are a lot stronger. However, the strength is structured a bit. There's the top 3, which doesn't normally change. Then there's a group there between 4 and 6 or 7, and then the bottom half. That's how we've been having. But the competition is a bit all round. The ladies' side, unfortunately, on the terms of the league, has remained as well between 3 to 4 clubs. So maybe theirs, in terms of numbers, competitive, they might be stronger. But the men's teams are a bit, should I say, more catching to watch. Yeah, but the women's league is getting there as well. We currently have only one AstroTurf in the state that it's in, and that's where we're playing most of our hockey. But our 5-year plan is to have the league spread away from here. We, for the short period, want to experiment with the Uganda Cup and try and have games away from this central location. But we also have some mini tournaments like Independence, which is also on grass, and we rotate the hosts in terms of regions. However, for the league to grow, it has to leave Lugogo. And getting suitable grounds is still a challenge. So we have to find a middle ground with the clubs to be ready to play on grass, so that the AstroTurf is coupled with the grass, and we don't have only hockey here. And maybe we'll encourage teams from elsewhere to play. Because right now all the teams we have are based in Lugogo, they're based in Kampala. So telling them to play games away from where they're based might not work for now. But if we had teams that are in the different regions, club sides, then it would make sense to go and play games from there. We owe a lot of appreciation to the Schools Association, which has deliberately increased the number of people playing different sports. So the schools games are a bit stronger than they were back then. And the fact that the competition is a bit less compared to other sports qualified for the East Africa Games, many schools have picked up on it. So the number of games that they have to play to make it to the East Africa Games has given them more competitive games that they usually used to have. So by the time they get there, they have had a bit of practice, about 10 or so games in the championship. We still think there's still areas for them to grow, and I believe if they did, then we'd even get much better performances out there. The support we basically give is availing officials, and the people coaching in the school games are basically people playing in the main league and the national team. Yeah, but the collaboration, a sort of memorandum is not yet there yet, but we have a very suitable working relationship with them. The league is struggling, that's the right word to use. However, we owe a lot of any progress that we've made to the commitment of the clubs, because all our clubs are self-sponsored, and therefore sustaining the league with self-sponsored clubs in the long run is hard to achieve. But it's a challenge on the association as well to try and raise finances to support the league, for the league to be self-sustaining. Because what we are basically running on is, of course, entry fees from the teams, which are insufficient. And then we have to play around with finances for different projects to meet the costs of the league. So right now it's not in a very sustainable state.
Yeah. What kind of sponsors are you trying to attract to maybe give you this mass?
FFMCGs are fast-moving goods, because we have a big percentage of our players in the youth category. So goods that work for them, could say breweries, could say dairies, telcos. Those are the kinds of people we've tried to engage in the past, and we are trying to continue engaging. And maybe to also take advantage of the membership we have in the sport. So these are people there are very many corporate people playing in the game, and maybe take advantage of where they are placed and what influence they have to support the league. We've been blessed to have a local producer of products like the sticks and basically hockey equipment, but due to the finances, like we said, we can't avoid it. Some of it may not be affordable, but the brand that we have on the market now, the local brand, is a bit more reachable for very many people. Yeah, but still that's not enough equipment. We need as much equipment as possible to spread the game. If the game would be spread further, would produce more players, and then definitely more clubs would sprout. More clubs means better competition. Better competition will force you away from one neutral ground, because now if you have over 40 clubs, there's no way you can play over a weekend in one location. Yeah, but it's all based on the equipment. The most urgent need we have now is spread the game from one location. We believe more locations will increase our competitiveness and more numbers. We like to see a league tired, tiers or tier, whichever you prefer, but so that it's not one, so you can promote, you can relegate in both categories. We need regular exposure for our teams in all age groups, from the junior teams to the senior teams, both men and women. The exposure has to be so regular. From what we basically have now is a one-off every year. Maybe you go for an African championship, a junior championship. The series will last at that in 2021. But we like to have as much exposure as possible and different opposition. And that's the only way we've tried to grow our team. And maybe if we had maybe 3 or 4 engagements in a year, then you can even change the players based on the output that they give you. Yeah.
Which club has the most following in Ugandan league?
I might be selfish because I'm putting on my club team, but I think they are all basically growing in different fora. Some are social media, some are traditional media, but the following is there. Yeah.
The best team, the team with the best celebration.
Celebration is relative. Some we don't get to see their celebrations. Some are in the bar, some are in their homes, some are on the field.
Mine was
on the field.
After scoring or after winning?
I think the teams are dynamic. They keep changing based on, because I don't have any memory of one that has a particular celebration that they carry out.
Okay.
Yeah.
A hockey memory that sticks with you, either playing or now as an official. What memory sticks with you, your hockey journey?
As an official, maybe as an umpire, it's hard to recall one. But as an official with the Uganda hockey, the time we got to Ghana in 2022, the first match we had as Uganda, it was an early morning, and it was our ladies playing against Namibia, which was after the test series in Nairobi. It was the first time that our ladies had been in a proper FIH engagement. Yeah, so that's something that I can't forget. And I'm proud of to have been part of the power there to at least watch it.
Yeah. For your team, Kampala, or even for Uganda,
yeah.
Which has been some of the toughest opponents you had to face?
For Uganda, of course, the big boys, Egypt and South Africa, They have a totally different approach to the sport. I think those have been really, really tough. For the club, we've not been able to meet any South African clubs. I know their club hockey is not that very competitive, but the Egyptian sides continue to be a thorn for everyone. Yeah.
Okay. Right about now, any last words that you might have on the growth trajectory for call out for event sponsors to come on board and anybody who's watching and has been interested in what Uganda hockey is doing?
Yeah.
This is your opportunity.
Ugandan hockey is a diversity of people. We have school children, we have people in the corporate world, we have semi-retirees. So the opportunity for sponsorship is spread out. Anybody out there who would like to get a group that's so diverse would like to come down to Lugogo or get in touch with any of our club sides and involve. I believe sponsorship with one can spread to others. So if the catch is not for the entire league or the entire association, you can look out for any of the clubs. I believe if one comes, then another one will come for another club and like that. So we really, really need that sponsorship in any form that can come. Yeah, most of our clubs are active on social media. They don't have physical offices that I'm aware of. However, the Uganda Hockey Association is reachable through the different social media channels or the offices which are on Akamwesi Mall, second floor, suite 8 of the North Wing. The numbers are also readily available out there. 256-393-000-418. And we'll be very willing and ready to discuss all partnerships that are for hockey.
Responding language, come on. Keep up.